Hi everyone, it's Sophia Melanie, the Debt Demolisher, and welcome to day 21 of 31 Days to Discipline. Today I want to talk to you guys about what it is time for me to do. What it is time for me to start doing. On the ride home from work, I had a really long day today at work, and on the ride home, I was just reflecting on the things that I really want in life, the things that I really want to experience in life. And I found myself answering the questions that I would ask my clients or that I would ask people in general if it just kind of like comes to my mind. And the question is, what do you want? Like, what is it that you really want? And so I was thinking of my responses during the drive home of like, what is it that I really want? What is the life that I really want to experience? Am I loving what I'm doing right now? Does this fulfill me? How am I adding value to others? And as I was answering the question of what it is that I really want, and I ask myself this question a lot, the same way I ask other people this question as well. But I ask myself this, and I notice that in some cases my answers do shift a little bit. So it's important to ask yourself that question on a repetitive basis, because you may find some new things that pop up during the process while you're answering the question. And so as I was reflecting on this and thinking of my responses and just asking myself, really digging deep and really reflecting on what it is that I want, I realized that it is time for me to do something about it. And for every desire that you have, there's a complementary action that has to be taken in order for your desire to come to fruition. So I'm just going to share with you guys what it's time for me to do. Excuse me, guys. I am like really tired. Had a really long day. I don't even know how I'm still up right now. Like, I literally walked out the house at 6:30 this morning, and I didn't get in the house till 7:30 p.m. So I'm a little tired. But needless to say, it is time for me to stop making excuses for not taking actions towards what I really want. And now that I hear myself say that, it sounds kind of vague, right? It doesn't seem like it's specific enough. And I know if I shared this information with a coach, if I shared this information with with any coach that I had, they would probably say it's too vague, right? Be more specific. So if I could be more specific about that particular statement, I would say it is time for me to carve out at least 5 to 7 hours per week, considering my schedule, to finish the manuscript of my first book. So, you guys, I have been trying to write this book for the longest. And I got an email from my attorney last week, which I actually need to respond to, where she was asking about the status of basically providing the specimens for one of my trademarks. And that trademark specifically ties to the publication of my book and putting my book on the market. And I've paid for extensions before. I said that I would have it done by this time. And this time is rolling up and it is still not done. So when I was asking myself, what is it that I really want for myself? I really want to be a value add to others through my writing, through being a published author, through having a tangible piece of property that can house my intellectual property. And I don't know why it is taking me so long to get this book done. Because number one, it's costing me money. Because at the end of the day, if I don't get my attorney what she needs by this deadline, I'm going to have to cough out some more money for an additional extension. And number two, it is really pushing really close to the personal goal that I set for myself in 2019 to publish my first book. Now, I'm thinking of this, like, why is it so hard for me to just carve out the time and finish it? Why is it so hard for me to come up with ideas? What is hindering me from executing? And I'm still trying to figure that out. Like, I have support groups, I have accountability groups. They've been giving me amazing feedback, amazing ideas, trying to give me ideas in terms of finding ways to make it fun or finding ways to make it easier for it to come out of me. But I don't know what it is. And so I'm challenging myself by putting it out there to let you guys know that it is time for me to stop making excuses for why I am not doing what I know I want to do in my heart, which is to finish writing this book, publish this book, become a best-selling author, and not only that, have it serve as a valuable tool for people to actually use. Because here's the thing. People publish books, people buy books, but a lot of times people who buy those books, they don't even read them. And I can tell on myself and say that I have a library full of books. And I can't count on one hand because I've read quite a few. But there are a lot of books that I have not read. And I have over 100 books in my library. I have books here in my bookshelf. I have books in my bookshelf downstairs. I have books sitting across my desk, my office desk. But I haven't read them all. And one thing that I don't want for my book that I publish is to be a placeholder in someone's bookshelf. I want my book to be something that people will actually pick up, utilize in their families, utilize the practices and the skills in the booklet to be able to share and strengthen the financial aspects of the household that they live in. I see them using my book as an engagement tool to teach their children about money, to teach their children about spending patterns, to teach their children about positive credit, to teach their children about financial discipline. What I see, and I'm going back to what I see for me, since none of y'all left comments yesterday, but that's okay, because the main comment I needed was from Margaret. Thank you, Margaret. I love you. But what I see from my book is a transformational tool in the area of personal finances. Let me be specific. To parents, parental households. That's my goal. That's my audience, my target audience. That's who I want to reach, because I firsthand understand and have experienced the dynamics of repeating the financial patterns of what you see in your household. Because I've said this before on several occasions, what you see is what you emulate. So what you do in your household around your finances, even in your cars, when you shop, when you go out and your children are watching you, they will pick those habits up. They will. And so it's important to get the parents retrained so that they can be the positive mirror that their children needs to see in their finances, so the children can emulate that once they get older. So it's time for me to stop playing games and get this book done. My attorney is giving me like less than 30 days. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know how I'm going to do it. But I'm standing in faith that it will happen, and it will happen at the right time. All will be done on time. Or else I got to pay some coins. But I want my book to be published and out on the market this year. So before 2019 ends, my book is going to be out on the market. I'm not playing. It's going to be out on the market. I was watching a live video by Jean Adero. She's amazing. Shout out to Jean. She does her lives on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. And she had mentioned like, why are you counting out the rest of 2019? Like, what can you do right now? What are you putting off until 2020? What can you do right now? What goals are still on your calendar? And I think she had said to go back to your calendar for 2019 and see what were all the goals that you had. Lo and behold, my book is out there. Lo and behold, there's some other goals that are out there that I'm not going to mention right now. But she said, like, if you need that push, go back and look at your list. And I went back and I looked at my calendar and I was like, yeah, I still have a whole fourth quarter. That's a full 3 months to accomplish one of these goals that's left on this list. And so I appreciate Jean for that challenge, because not only does that challenge push me, it also reminds me that I still have time. And not only that, I need to stop wasting time. So every time that I make an excuse, or every time that I say, oh, I just don't know what it is, I need to figure out a way to just map out my game plan. And if you guys have any tips or strategies or what you think, I will be happy to receive that. But I need to make this work, and I need to make it work fast. I don't know how I can set all of these financial goals, but when it comes to writing this book, I'm like idle. This is crazy. But I'm going to get it together. All right, y'all. I got to go. I'm tired. I got to get some sleep. So I'll see y'all tomorrow for day 22. 31 Days of Discipline. But thank you for tuning in to day 21 of 31 Days of Discipline. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Good night.